Hi, I'm Pratim Ranjan Bose and you are watching Podcast with Pratim presented by Iravati Research and Communication Center or IRCC. In this episode, we will discuss Mission Mausam, the Hindi for weather. It's a time-bound project for capacity augmentation in weather prediction. Divided in two phases, the project will be completed in 2031. The first phase is now under implementation. Precision weather prediction not only prevents loss of life and property, but it also a major growth attribute. AC cells, for example, peak in summer months. Precision forecast can help companies produce and distribute ACs at optimal cost, leading to competitive pricing and profits. To discuss this, I have with me Dr. Mrutyunjay Mohapatra, Director General of Meteorology at the India Meteorological Department or IMD, under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Dr. Mohapatra is also Vice President of the World Meteorological Organization. Welcome, sir.
Namaskar.
Sir, a quick question. How IMD operates? I understand you have separate divisions for hydrometeorology, satellite meteorology, etc., positional astronomy, etc. Now, how do you separate responsibilities and coordinate between each other in offering regular weather prediction? Just a quick answer.
Established in 1875, India Meteorological Department has completed 150 years this year on 15 January. Over these years, the roles and responsibility of India Meteorological Department has strengthened and expanded, and as of now, it is a three-tier organization with headquarters at New Delhi and regional centers at 6 places, namely New Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai, Nagpur, and Guwahati, and the state level meteorological center in all the states. As you told correctly, India Meteorological Department is the national meteorological and hydrological services. It is responsible for monitoring, prediction, and early warning of all types of severe weather occurring in the country and also in the region, including Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, Southeast Asia, South Asia, Middle East, Asia Pacific region. It caters to the requirement of the general public and the stakeholders, including industry, so as to optimally utilize weather and climate informations for the socio-economic progress of the country. It also provides the informations on weather and climate to protect and utilize the various natural resources available in the country. So as a result, there has been various special wings of India Meteorological Department, especially with respect to, say, disaster risk reduction. We have got the cyclone warning division, cyclonic centers and area cyclonic centers. For flood, we have got the flood meteorological offices, which provides forecast to the Central Water Commission. We have got heat wave cells and cold wave cells, which provide information to the disaster management authorities and emergency operation centers at the state and central level. We have the heavy snowfall warning being provided to the Ministry of Defense or their warning processes for avalanches and blow-off, etc. Similarly, we also have the specialized services for societal applications like agro-meteorological services for the farmers, the services for the fishermen, services for the ports, shipping, aviation services, navigation services, and many more. I will tell you there is perhaps no such sector left out in the country which is not benefited by the weather and climate information being provided by IMD.
Thanks, sir. So, to my understanding, Mission Mausam aims to achieve three broad objectives: improved local area forecast, second, weather intervention like fog dispersal, hail suppression, rain enhancement, etc. And three, develop India's capacity in top tier forecasts across the region or beyond. Now, I don't know whether all of these are IMD's responsibility, but of course, two of the areas are surely yours. So if you tell that how you are going about it and what are the phase one objectives, I think phase one will complete in 2026. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Mission Mausam is a very ambitious mission dedicated to the nation by Honorable Prime Minister on the occasion of 150 years of India Meteorological Department. As you told, in the first phase, there is investment towards upgradation of the weather observational systems. It is very important because weather forecasting is an initial value problem. If you have got a good assessment of the initial status of ocean and atmosphere, you can provide a better forecast. So before taking up the mission Mausam, if you look at, we had around 39 deployed radar, around 2,000 automated weather stations, and around 6,400 automated rain gauges, and we are covering with radar about 85% of area of the country. But considering the size of the country and considering the fact that we have got the Himalayas to the north and many hill ranges within the country and Bay of Bengal to the east, Arabian Sea to the west, Indian Ocean to the south, is a data sparse region. So there is a need for augmenting the observational systems so as to improve the weather forecast. So under the mission Mausam, the total number of radar will be 126. So already the action is in progress. We have put off the order for supply for around 33 radars, and tendering process is on for procurement of 53 radars more. In addition to that, as far as weather monitoring is concerned, it is not limited only to the surface or only to the radar. You should have a vertical profile of temperature, humidity, pressure, wind speed, wind direction, and many other parameters. For this purpose, we release balloons every day in the morning and the evening with the sensors like thermistors, hygristors, barometers, etc. for measurement of these parameters, because you need a three-dimensional view of the entire atmosphere and which can be utilized in our numerical weather prediction models to provide the forecast. So to augment this observational system in upper atmosphere, the number of such stations to release the radio and radio wind instruments every day at 0 UTC and 12 UTC will be increased. At present, we have got 56 stations. Additional 60 stations will be established, and for this process also work is on. Similarly, we should have a vertical profile not only for 2 times in a day based on morning and evening, we should have continuous observations throughout the day, around the clock. So for this purpose, we are establishing the wind profilers at around 15 places, which will provide continuous, every second observation of wind, and this information will not only help to have real-time assessment of winds in the country, but also this data will be utilized for various sectoral applications like aviations, etc., and it will be utilized in numerical models. The third one is the radio meters. There will be 25 radio meters. These instruments are used to find out the profile of the temperature in the vertical. So up to 20-30 kilometers, we will have the vertical distribution, therefore, the wind, temperature, and humidity. And these are 3 basic parameters for improvement of numerical weather prediction models. In addition, to cover the data sparse area, there will be INSAT series of satellites. Already, recently, we have gone for INSAT 3DS, and INSAT 4 series of satellites are expected, but not immediately. So we have asked Indian space organizations to go for the development of INSAT 4 series of satellites. Apart from that, there will be collaboration with other countries. The data will be flowing inside India and data flowing outside India also through various coordinated group of meteorological satellites. So all this data will certainly help in simulating the current atmosphere and hence providing the forecast in the short to medium range. The target has been kept that at least up to 3 days, the severe weather events, including thunderstorms, lightning, etc., should be detected well. No one should go undetected and also unpredicted. And as far as forecast accuracy is concerned, we are expecting that during the next 5 years, the forecast accuracy will improve by 10 to 15% for all types of severe weather event. As you know, during the past decade, there is an improvement of about 40 to 50%. Over and above, there will be 10 to 15% improvement during the next 5 years because of the mission Mausam.
Okay, it's interesting. Sir, couple of questions. Number one is, what is the first phase cost? Second is, there has been a lot of, there was as you said, that 15% of the area was uncovered, and the climate is getting more and more erratic, particularly the rainfall, and has been causing. I have been an energy reporter, so this was causing serious problems in the areas like, say, coal mining, infrastructure building. So suddenly there are dry areas in the country where you see suddenly a flash flood, right? Traditionally dry areas like Rajasthan and etc. Suddenly you see flat floods, and then there are so erratic climate has been affecting. So to what extent the phase one uh, will be able to offering this solution, so that, for example, a coal mine in, say, Chhattisgarh, in particular area, say Korba, right? Now, to what extent it will help mitigate the risks in the phase one?
Yeah, thank you. Another objective of Mission Mausam is to address the impact of the climate change. As you told correctly, because of the climate change impact, the localized severe weather events like, say, flash flood or the heavy rainfall event or the thunderstorms and lightning are increasing, and especially also in urban areas also there is a large impact. To address that, we are going to integrate all these high resolution observational parameters. As you know, the radar has the resolution of 350 meters. So therefore, certainly this will help in detecting the highly localized severe weather events like the heavy rainfall leading to flash floods or thunderstorms, lightning, hailstorms, etc. At the same time, also, it will help in improving the localized heavy rainfall warning, localized severe weather warning, and their accuracy. I want to mention here that IMD at present is providing flash flood guidance also. We are providing heavy rainfall warning at district level, but the implementation of Mission Mausam will help in improving our forecast from district and block level, which is going on now, to the panchayat level. So panchayat level forecast can be included. At the same time, the sector specific, the sectors for, like, say, coal mine, as you told, and other things also can be addressed. And as per the requirement of the various stakeholders, the forecast products can be tuned to meet their requirements and hence can optimally be utilized. I will give another example. Say, for example, onshore offshore industries, the coastal districts, city. Nowadays, we are providing localized information for the tropical cyclone to this. Similarly, localized information can be provided all the socio-economic sector, be it the energy sector or be it the industry sector. And there has been the beginning also. For the energy sector, for example, we have got a collaboration with Grid India, and accordingly, we have developed a joint website. All our data, model, forecast, and early warning goes to all the distributing agencies in the country through the Grid India. Similarly, there is also challenge with respect to renewable energy. The solar energy and wind energy, as per our plan of the country, we have to augment. And it cannot be augmented without the utilization of weather and climate informations. We have come up with the solar energy potential that IMD has given, similar wind energy potential. But real time integration of the observations and data and model forecast from IMD is also being provided through Green India, and also the individual companies, those who are interested to take the data from the Minister of Earth Sciences. So it will certainly help to enable the energy sector and the industry sector to minimize their losses and improve the profit.
Sir, do you sell, as you said, that you give data to sector specific data, right? And you have tie-ups. Are these all commercialized? Because you have started commercializing the data services, particularly aviation and probably maritime also, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And the second question is that whether when you are giving this localized data, and whether you are also catering to the what are the benchmarks, global benchmarks? Are there global benchmarks in these kind of things, and to what extent we are meeting these targets in predictions?
Public-private engagement is being practiced nowadays globally, and we have to work together, and we are engaging. The collaboration is the key to success. Therefore, we are working with the private sectors, be it industrial sector, energy sector, or port or shipping, or it is even the other socioeconomic sectors. So they are, as you told, we are in the process of enhancing the collaborations. The requirement of each and every sector will be different. As per the requirement, the products has to develop, the products has to be catered to there. And for this purpose, we are completely uh, prepared and provide all information for the aviation sector. And aviation sector is paying totally towards the service being provided by IMD. There is a beginning with respect to marine sector, and there will be this type of arrangement.
So, for
Apart from
example, for
data,
example, sir,
yes,
suppose, for example, when you are selling data, micro climate data in, say, coal mine areas. So, say, coal companies, whether public sector or private sector, are coming and buying this data from you.
yeah, at present they are buying the data when they go planning for such activities. Say, for example, somebody is planning to establish an industry. So we provide all the climate closure data and they pay towards that.
That is
But the
historic
real
data.
historical data, but the real-time data, real-time forecasts are not being sold at present for all as a practice, as and when they require, and we provide the data and accordingly we charge them. But there is scope there to improve and bring out such a platform where these companies can utilize the forecast informations and early warning informations.
It will be
Early
of
warning
immense
as
help.
such is going free of cost in the country, like many other countries in the globe. But the specific information which is being paid to a given industry, that has to be paid.
Yeah, it can be of immense help. So, I mean, in the rainy season, coal loading and unloading, the mining gets affected. So suppose you have data that next 2 days will be drier, or today, after the second half, there will be rain. So you can plan your production accordingly or your activities accordingly. So it just out of curiosity, in the West, the electricity grid operation gets affected during the winter. There are a lot of specialized things for grid management during the winter because of the snow. Now, over here, the heat profile is changing. The rainfall profile is changing. Many other things, you being a weatherman can tell us better. So does this weather have any implication on, say, energy transmission and the kind of prediction or availability of data can sort of mitigate such risks?
Yeah, you are correct. There is a large scale impact of the heat waves or the temperature on the generation, distribution, accordingly, the health of the uh, service providers, even the stakeholders. So, for this purpose, we are providing all the informations through Grid India. We provide all the current weather information about the temperature and the severe weather which is expected in the nowcast basis for next 3 hours, or the short range basis for up to next 3 days, or medium range up to next 7 days. Even also provide the extended range forecast for next 4 weeks and the seasonal forecast, monthly forecast, so that they can plan the production of the electricity and according their distributions, etc. There is also, that every 15 minutes there is selling and purchase of power in the country nowadays. So therefore, the information we are providing every hour observations and the forecast from the models are being provided to this energy sector through Grid India. So there is further scope in the sense that India is such a vast country. For example, if you are going to establish the renewable energy sector, for example, putting up the solar panel or putting up a windmill, so you need the observational systems there. And there are many such solar panel windmills also, those who have already the observation system, but that are not shared to IMD. So by sharing those data and by additionally putting up those observation systems by those industries, it will not only help them, but also it will help in improving the forecasting. And finally, the forecast is going to them. So therefore, the output, finally the energy output, will be have the optimally successful achievement if we can utilize all the informations. But from 2014 onwards, this exercise we have started. It is growing gradually. Grid India has come up many reports that how it is helping to reduce the losses and improving the profits.
So, toward what extent the efficiency will improve when the entire project Mausam phase 1 and phase 2 will be implemented? I don't know whether it is the implementation is on time or not, that you can tell us better. But to what extent the efficiency will improve? Say, for example, there is a seamless, now there is seamless national grid of electricity. I'm just giving one example. There is seamless national grid. Now, they say the wind and solar are coming up in different parts of the country. So you have a supply profile, you have a real-time demand profile. I mean, you can predict the real-time demand profile. If you know that over the next 1 hour, the temperature will change in this way. Exactly. And then you know that how whether the sun ray availability in certain parts, which parts it is available or not. So accordingly, you can match the demand and supply just theoretically, I am saying.
Right.
So
you are right. We are providing data on solar irradiance. We are providing data on temperature. We are providing data on wind. We are providing forecast for every hour with respect of the various types of weather phenomena, whether it be cloudy sky, whether it be clear sky, whether partly cloudy sky, whether it be windy, how much of the wind speed, and also we provide if it expected thunderstorms or any other phenomena, and large-scale systems like cyclones, etc., or the monsoon low pressure systems. So this information, there is a free flow of information. So if you visit the GRIDCO decision support system, their weather is a part and parcel of decision support system. But it has to further scale down, and when you go to each specific service provider in a particular state or a particular district, they should also utilize this information in their decision support system for optimum applications.
So should we have at the end of Mission Mausam, should we have a weather prediction infrastructure and ability comparable to the developed countries? I don't know whether they have better or not, but I'm just asking.
So whatever statistics I told you in terms of the radar, wind profiler, micro radiometer, once it is implemented, it will be at par or better than many or most leading centers in the world. When we planned this, we made a benchmark. We prepared a statistics with what is the status in other leading countries like USA or UK or Germany or Australia or Japan. Then accordingly, we were behind in terms of radars, wind profilers, micro radiometers, and that has been addressed towards that. Not only that, parallelly also high performance computing system has been acquired by the Minister of Earth Sciences, and we are also going to acquire some more in the next few years. The first phase of the mission Mausam is targeting towards these directions, and already action has been in the process. In the second phase, as you told, weather management or artificial modification of the weather, etc., it is being taken up. But in the first phase itself, the other organizations of Ministry of Earth Sciences, like India Meteorological Meteorology, they are addressing developing some kind of lab facility, and the lab research will go on, and that is the path towards from weather forecasting moving towards weather modification or weather management when we move towards 2047. So Mission Mausam will put off a base on which we will climb further while move towards the 2047. So first and foremost requirement, as I told you, is the basic observational system. It should be established. Computing system we have. Say, for example, we have got the numerical weather prediction models with a resolution of 12 kilometers now. 12 kilometers means you can provide block level forecast. If you want to provide forecast at panchayat level, it has to be run at 6 kilometers. If you want to give the location specific forecast, the regional model which we are running at 3 kilometers, it has to run in 1 kilometer. So it is being targeted this year because of this Mission Mausam, so that we will move towards the panchayat level forecast.
And so if I understand you correctly, and for the benefit of the audience, let me explain this way, that the micro weather predictions, which has become critical with climate change, So we had an infrastructure capacity deficiency in that area. And you are now mitigating that, not only mitigating the gap, but you have benchmarked yourself with the best in the world with
Yes.
the mission Mausam. Sir,
Right.
Sir, we have another 7-8 minutes, so we have to complete that, just keeping you posted. Sir, the next I'm taking you to hydrology, and hydroelectricity is the application, one application. Now, weather is one such thing which is not, which doesn't follow really the political geography, right? So all the major rivers in the north are coming from Tibet. Most of the rivers are coming from Tibet. Similarly, now we don't know. We hear that there are issues with data exchange, and you can tell us better whether you get granular inputs from data from China. You have to improve your efficiency, to improve your prediction, efficiency of your predictions. One way is to get data from China. Secondly, you have a Bhutan. Now, Bhutan is a major source catchment of the water that is flowing through the northeast. But being a poorer country, or whatever poor country in Himalayas, the upper part is very, it's very remote country. So there can be infrastructure deficiencies in monitoring the granular data, as we had. So how can you mitigate these gaps? Any idea that how India is trying to mitigate these gaps?
You are correct when you consider
Just
the neighboring
to add,
areas.
sir, India is taking a 25,000 megawatt hydroelectricity capacity addition plan. It is a major of part of it is coming in the northeast. So all this
Right.
will lead to efficiencies.
Right. So you told correctly that the data will be key. And as far as India is concerned, within our territory, we are augmenting our observation systems in terms of the automated weather stations, rain gauges, and also the radars, wind profilers, microwave radiometers, etc., which are basic essential for improving the weather forecast. We have given a special attention to the Himalayan states. We have come up with 10 Doppler radars in the northwest Himalayas. 11 radars are coming up in northeast Himalayas, which will include starting from Sikkim, North Bengal, then Assam, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura. We have already 3 radars there, but another 11 radars are coming up there. In addition, we have got the INSAT. As I told you, we have got 2 satellites now, INSAT 3D or INSAT 3DS. The ground truth getting from the other countries like, as you named, Tibet, or Bhutan, or Nepal, it becomes difficult. But there is an organization, World Meteorological Organizations, through that there is some kind of understanding. Certain basic data from the certain stations are exchanged. So we get those data online. But that is not sufficient. And this is a fact, as you told, that there are many rivers coming up from Tibet, Nepal, and Bhutan, and they affect not only the disasters like floods, etc., but also they affect the generation of electricity, which are hydropower. So for this purpose, therefore, we can go for satellite. The satellite monitoring is there. Every 15 minutes, there is assessment of the rainfall, and that can be utilized. But however, there are limitations in satellite data. It is not the ground truth, but it can have certain assessments, and the radar which they are putting up, that will help. We will have a mosaic product of whatever observational data we have got from the ground truth, plus the radar-based precipitations, plus the satellite-based precipitations, to have whatever possible realistic and optimistic informations from the areas beyond the Indian borders. As far as service is concerned, yes, we are providing forecast for different plants of the NHPC, National Hydropower Corporations, and these are the location-specific informations. Around 40 stations forecast are being provided at present in this Himalayan region. And this service will further improve with improvement in observation systems and forecast.
Okay.
So I believe in future the satellite prediction has to be far, far more sharper, unless the divide between us in data exchange goes down.
Satellite does not give prediction. Satellite provides the observations. But since the satellite is at a height of 36,000 kilometers, its resolution is very poor, accuracy is less. But in the absence of the ground truth where you may not be able to put off the observational system, you have to depend upon that. Therefore, model utilizes the satellite data as a forecaster. If you ask me which one I will prefer the ground truth with establishing automated weather station in different points supported by the radar. These are the most important observational systems compared to satellite. But our countries, as such, we have got the oceanic area, we have got the Himalayas, where you cannot afford to have the observation system everywhere. Of course, in the oceanic area, we have gone for the meteorological buoys. There are certain ships to take the observation, but the area is very vast. So therefore, we depend upon the satellite, and globally also people depend upon the satellite data. 90% of data in the model comes from the satellite.
Sir, it's very interesting what you said. We often have a difference of opinion with the downstream countries. Now, they should also understand that we have some problems, deficiencies insofar as collecting data from the upstream. So, you said that Indian Meteorological Department is offering weather prediction services in the entire region. Now, can you please explain this, and to what extent it can be a great tool like space technology, right? So it can be a great geopolitical tool as well to offer these services. So whether we are offering data on payment to countries, or it is just a free service, or what kind of service we provide?
Thank you. India Meteorological Department is an active member of World Meteorological Organization, and it is recognized as a global player to provide support to many countries. As I told it earlier, we provide support to South Asia, Southeast Asia, Middle East, and small island nations in the Asia Pacific. We provide the satellite data, whatever insert we have, the data are provided, but not in data form, but in the image form. We provide this information in a geo coordinate, in this GIS format, so that they can find out the information for their area or location. So location specific information about the cloudiness, etc., can be determined from the satellite picture of IMD and ISRO. The second one is that whatever radar we are putting up in the border area, their images are available freely in the open access website, and they can utilize that. The third one is that we run about 6 models, and these 6 models cover entire region, all the countries in this region. So whatever forecasts are generated from the models, these are available to these countries in our platform. Fourth one is that we have told them, if you want any location specific forecast in your country, please write to us, and accordingly we prepare those location specific forecast every day, morning and evening, valid for next 5 days or 7 days. It goes to them. The extended range forecast what we generate, that also goes to them. Seasonal forecast what we prepare, that also we provide for the South Asia Climate Outlook Forum. So for this purpose, we act as a regional specialized meteorological center for tropical cyclones to provide forecast on cyclones and associated weather to all the countries, 13 countries in Bay of Bengal Arabian Sea region. All are free services. The second one is that we act as a regional specialized meteorological center for severe weather. Every day we issue forecast for next 5 days for all the meteorological regions. There are 98 meteorological regions in different countries, 9 countries, including Afghanistan, Pakistan, then Sri Lanka, Maldives, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand. We provide this forecast for heavy rainfall, for wind, for wave, surges, and also any specific event if affecting the country. And nowadays, this forecast is being provided as an impact-based forecast and risk-based warning. We give the colored messages and give the risk assessment for each and every region. We also provide similar risk information products for the tropical cyclones to all the countries. Next one is that We act as a regional specialized meteorological center for flash flood guidance. For every 4 kilometer watershed, we generate flash flood. In a day, 3 times it is updated. For 24 hours, we provide the flood risk, and for next 6 hours, we provide the flood threat. For all these 4 by 4 kilometer watershed region, these countries are Sri Lanka, Maldives, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh. So, apart from this, we have got a regional climate center in Pune, where we provide the South Asia climate outlook. So every month and every season, we provide the forecast for say, El Nino, La Nina, and Madden-Julian oscillations, Indian Ocean dipoles, and then finally forecast of rainfall and temperature. Not only this, we also go for capacity building. We organize training for all these countries for cyclone training, flash flood training, severe weather trainings, climate training. So all these trainings, we act as a regional training center for this purpose, and specialized trainings are provided all these specialized divisions of IMD. So by that way, we take care of all the components of weather forecasting and early warning and climate monitoring and forecasting by providing observational support, modeling support, forecasting support, and advisories in terms of the various types of severe weather.
Okay. These all are free of cost.
All are free of cost.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. I hope our audience will be extremely benefited out of the conversation. Thank you for giving me time.
Thank you.